came to Target with me trying to shop, and then nobody has put you under control over that, nobody called the police. And Josh said I didn't call the police. And can you explain to me what was said to make the police department show up anyway? Two police rush up to that environment?
Okay. Ms. Clark, as respectfully as I can, okay, because
I would like to know what was stated that made the police come. Because Josh said he didn't call him. He said a customer called. And I'm telling you that people pathologically lie on me, and that jeopardizes my safety on what was said. This also happened at a bus stop. I was trying to catch the bus, and someone lied on me, and 4 police came there. I have it recorded. So I like to know what was said. The police in Dallas wouldn't tell me what was said. That jeopardizes my safety. I have a right to know what slander was said to defend myself against these pathological lies that have followed me years.
Ms. Clark, I don't have access to those agencies' reports, okay?
It was this agency, sir. I'm really not being heard. I don't know if you guys have my best interest at heart. It was in Victoria. You've already taken the report of this. And you said you don't know about lifting the CT, even though it was done in malice.
Okay, like I said, that's not within my power to lift a criminal trespass warning, okay?
But it's in your power that if people pathologically lie on me to give me criminal trespasses and malice, that you need to report that. If not, it's a crime. They just can't repeatedly. The police department has a history of demanding that people commit crimes. They are taking bribes, and they're demanding civilians take the fall for crimes that they're committing. The police department has a history of doing that. So I don't think anyone called the police like they did in the Salvation Army of Tyler. I was just simply trying to get housing and was illegally monitored. Tyler police demanded that I leave and interrupted my housing, and demanded that I left my clothes. And then gave me a criminal trespass from the police department and Highway 80. Demanded that I not come back there in malice. So if you keep interrupting the evidence, it's fruitless. So I wasted all this time, and you guys just repeatedly keep coming forward. Like I said, I don't know how many patterns equal an arrest. Okay, my abuser gets to enlist people to come by, waste my time, waste my time, and scam. They're going to give me services that I never see, including law enforcement.
Okay, Ms. Clark. Well, I've given you the report number, okay? I'm telling you that I'm taking the action that I'm able to take.
The action would be for an investigator to call me, not say that it's impossible for me to get law enforcement for serious events. If you're really legitimately taking the action, an investigator would indeed call. But I think that you don't have my best interest at heart, so I don't perceive it'll happen. If you people have my best interest of heart, I won't get the call. I don't get my calls. By your ability to be able to call me, you don't have my best interest at heart. Anyone that does, I'll never get the call.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, Ms. Clark. I have provided you with the report.
Will an investigator call me? Can you guarantee an investigator will call me for hit and runs, child abuse, interference with child custody, serious crimes? Can you guarantee that?
I cannot guarantee that.
Well, then you don't have my best interest at heart. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't get it. It's like a prank call. I know you didn't believe it, that someone is deliberately wasting. I just don't get why someone would do it. Call her. Just call her. Knock on the door. Just go fix the weather stripping. Fix it. And then make it to where it falls. Just make it to where it falls. Nobody will believe it. Put oil in so it'll fall out. And so you can do it again. Tell her you don't know why. Tell her I just don't. It's just go fix her wheelchair. Don't make them not work. So she'll have to come back. Make them not work. Nobody will believe it. She get in the car detail for slitter seats. Don't do sabotage her detail work. I want her to spin her wheels. Don't clean it, so she'll have to come back. Blame her for it. And then the police laugh that she did it. It's the strangest thing. Nothing. It's so funny. Tell her you didn't get the facts. She has a confirmation. Just tell her you didn't get the facts anyway. Sorry, didn't get the facts. Okay, I'll send it again. Tell her you didn't get the facts again. Nobody will ever believe. Tell her again. Sorry, I didn't get the facts. She didn't get it again? I'm walking there in the heat. No, I'm sorry, I didn't get it. I have a confirmation number. I didn't know it happened. I didn't get it. Okay, I'll do it again. This time I'm smart. Stay there. Did you get the facts? I have a confirmation number. I'm here. Oh yeah, we got it. Then it's ignored. Never talk to him again. This is Family Faith and Liberties, the place that I was reporting sabotage the supervised visits. After they finally got the facts, I never talked to them again to set up the supervised visits for my daughter that was created in malice on pathological lies to keep me from my child. Okay, this is how the life of a targeted individual. This is the time, and I still can't use my device. It's on the whim. I'll try to restart it and see how that works again.
Southwest Substation.
Is it Skinner?
No.
Oh,
Skinner
okay.
is not at his desk at the moment.
Okay, I have a predicament. I told Skinner to hold on, but immediately when I got another call, it's been a pattern that has followed me years. He used that opportunity to hang up. But nonetheless, I left repeated messages, but he hadn't returned my call in years. He claims that he basically didn't get them, and I would leave messages for him to call me back, and he's claiming that you guys are refusing to give him the messages.
Hello, Sergeant Skinner. How can I help you?
Hey, I thought you were out. Okay, glad to speak with you. Immediately when you were hung up when I told you to hold on, I guess you didn't hear me say hold on. It's been happening for years. So I have a question.
I'm getting ready to leave for the day. What's going on?
Okay, so I was at a sober living environment I was railroaded to live in with no drug addiction. And they demanded that I had a key, and they demanded that the door be unlocked with women. And I thought that was kind of unsafe because I had a lot of thefts and weird things going on, but we couldn't lock the door. So someone came in and got in the bed with me and started strangling me. It freaked the women out in that environment, and they let us stay in this environment with no working phone. And I told them I was fleeing a domestic violence crisis. They said that I couldn't call 911, period. And I said, well, that threatens my safety. You're demanding that I can't call 911. She said that they're being charged. But the phone didn't work. They demanded that we stay in this environment with no lock and no phone. So nonetheless, the lady came in, got in bed with me, and started strangling me. It freaked everybody out. So the police were called, and then they took her off and then released her the next day. So I wanted to know, this police department came and removed that lady from the bed from me, getting in the bed with me, just walked in. I think that these people are hired to do this, and she's a gang stalker. And if you would have investigated the 300 and something reports, that endangers my safety if someone's bold enough to come in, get in the bed with me and start strangling me, or get in the shower with me. And then you guys cover for it. So nonetheless that I'm in this environment, and I told him the door wasn't locking, and there's issues with multiple different locks, including at hotels. So I think that I locked the door, and then people have easy access to come in and do petty things that people wouldn't believe. So I've been locked in hotels, I've been locked into apartments, and it's just peculiar now that I'm targeted, the issues with the lock. So the guy here expresses to tell me why the door's not locking and giving me issues and reasoning behind why it won't lock. And I said, sir, I just simply want the door to lock. I mean, he was demanding that I have a door that not lock in a domestic violence crisis, like multiple different locations. So Skinner, what are you going to do with someone, a sober living environment, demanding Celicia, demanding that we stay and can't have impossible to lock the door, and then it endangered our safety because someone came in off the street and got in the bed with me and started strangling me. She didn't intentionally try to strangle me. She was hugging me so tight I couldn't breathe, and it freaked out the other women. I'm glad that they had compassion because other parties have clapped when I was being violated. So can you tell me when you guys came and took that lady off and then released her early the next day on what happened and if you could get in the bed with someone and strangle them, is that charges?
How can I tell you that? I wasn't there.
Oh, I thought you were a sergeant or a corporal. You're hiding it?
But how can I tell you about something?
I know, I'm just saying, I'm just getting clarity. I don't know why all police departments do that. If someone got in the bed with me and then strangled me, is that a charge?
I wasn't there.
You don't want me to know if someone came in that didn't live there off the street, got in the bed with me, if that's a criminal charge?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Well, do you know, did they do the report or did they cover for it? Are you a sergeant? Do I need to report that they hid that someone got in the bed with me and this location wouldn't lock the door?
Did you call the police?
No, they freaked out. I knew I couldn't get law enforcement. The other women got law enforcement. I couldn't. I get treated like that all the time. I know I'm denied law enforcement. I get bullied and violated like you did. I can't get law enforcement. I wasn't calling. The other women got freaked out and got it.
If they call the police, how about you don't call me and hang up and call 911 and tell them to come to your location now?
Oh, so you're bullying me for wanting law enforcement again, Skinner? This is a repeated pattern for you.
I'm telling you how to get police to your location.
I'm just not quite certain on why you condone people getting in the bed with me, random people off the street, and why Austin condone someone getting in the shower with me naked, staring at me. Why would you condone me repeatedly being treated like that?
She just called.
I don't know why you think that someone strangling me isn't serious. Like you didn't, that the stalking, hit and runs, and all of that, and me being defrauded out of funds, and me reporting harassment calls and my abuser. You didn't think that was serious either. That's why someone got in the bed with me and to cut off my breathing. I mean, they called the police on George when George Floyd was getting murdered, and these people called the police when I was getting strangled and couldn't breathe. But I knew I couldn't get law enforcement. That was an option that I had. I'm glad that they were there because that woman could have killed me and you guys covered for it.
Oh, okay. Sean, I was telling you, you said you didn't know if they took a report. Why don't you call 911 and have the police call your location now?
But you're a sergeant and your police department came out and, you know, because thankfully somebody else called because you wouldn't have came for me. And if you did come, you would have bullied me and violated me for being strangled. So I don't know how to combat that. I'm not safe to live in this country, which is what I'm trying to prove to YouTube.
My station doesn't cover your location, Kiana Clark.
It was Southwest Patrol that came out and took the report and told this lady off for getting in the bed with me, and I could not breathe, cutting off my air supply. And it freaked out the people staying at this location. We didn't have a working phone. I'm glad they had a cell phone. The other location did. They scammed that it was something wrong with the phone, like hotels and everywhere else I'm at.
What was that location?
It was, her name is Alicia. I have her number. I can give you her number.
What was the location?
It wasn't Bluffman. I can't remember that location. It was a sober living environment. I have to give you that information, but I can give you my name. And after that lady's name was Betty Wright, and they hauled her off and released her early the next day.
Okay, so the detectives filed a case then.
They never contacted me back to get any information, like all the false reports and all the 400 other things that Pat stacked up. Assault with a deadly weapon, hit and runs, and almost being ran over, kidnapping. None of it they didn't deem any of it investigatable on camera footage events, and then tried to cover for it. So I'm glad that these women witnessed it, but I just don't understand why they're scheming here to keep a lot of times I left and didn't know that the door was ajar. It wasn't being locked, and I'm trying to establish a pattern that these places endanger my safety by doing this. Why do they want people to have easy access? Because the door wasn't locked and I had feminine hygiene products come up, missing towels. I didn't have anything. Towels missing. People took bites out of food. I had a tablet missing, coffee missing, all kind of petty things. Purse missing, clothes missing. They didn't have very much. I could steal. Bible and spiral come up missing. Just petty nonsense. A plug-in missing. So I don't know why so many locations, including hotels, don't want me to lock the door properly. Do you think maybe you need to investigate that?
Why do you think we need to investigate everything?
Because it's your job task to stay out of prison. That's why you need to.
You want me to go to prison?
I'm just saying that I'm not quite certain on why you don't realize not doing law enforcement for profit is criminal, like all the other police departments. So I'm trying to establish a pattern that for some reason people are thinking that I'm mentally ill and people aren't coming in here doing petty things. But if you were to do law enforcement, they have a really big, they really do want to emphasize my inability to lock the door at multiple different locations, even hotels. While I'm not quite sure why they want people to have easy access to my room, and I'm repeatedly reporting petty things and serious events happening. I don't know why mid-coast won't check the camera footage of why someone came in and stole my phone, rings, and glasses. Because it keeps happening in all locations, including hospitals. If I'm at home alone and live by myself and petty things come up missing, that's bizarre. Why would places demand that I can't lock the door?
Mm-hmm.
And then justify why a door is not locking in multiple different locations. I said, Celicia, this isn't safe. You know what I'm going through. And she scammed that we had to live in the door with the women had to live with no lock for several months. And then finally, a month or so after I was strangled, it freaked people out so bad, she was forced to let us lock the door. And then I'm paying rent, $400 and something rent for, I felt like I was being robbed, but people defraud me out of funds all the time. I'm paying rent and she won't give me a key, and I have to sleep in my car when they're gone. And I'm paying rent. But I don't know why each time I'm reporting crimes, people have to go in the middle of my report.
Oh, he got it.
So can you look in the computer and see what happened why all these places don't want me locking the door? Don't that put my safety at risk if I'm fleeing a domestic violence crisis?
It's not going to be in my computer, Keon.
Why not? Your police department took the report of this lady getting in the bed with me, strangling me, freaking out other people when you guys denied me law enforcement.
You can't tell me no addresses. You can't tell me nothing.
Hold on. Let me get it for you. Just one moment. Let me try to get it. One moment. You're saying that she's been gone 2 years and she just popped back up. Why, if you are that concerned about my whereabouts, how is it possible impossible to get law
That
enforcement.
was the problem. It was silent. It was quiet.
I don't know, sir. Just hold on a second. That's bizarre that you guys are so concerned about my whereabouts, but yet I'm not getting law enforcement for such serious events. I thought it was a crime. One moment. Just want to hold on one moment. You need that address?
Hello.
Hey, Felicia. I wanted to know you get your address because I'm reporting to Skinner how that lady got in the bed with me. And remember, she was strangling me and the police came?
You said what?
Remember when I lived there? This is Kiana Clark. And the police came, someone walked in and got in the bed with me and freaked out everybody?
Okay.
You remember?
Not necessarily, no.
You don't remember because you said that it scared you and you eventually the door wasn't locked. And you eventually put a lock on the door? You forgot that?
Yes.
Huh. Okay. Well, what's the address? Because Skinner needs the address to figure out her. They took her off. I can't believe you would forget something like that. But they actually took her off, and it freaked out the people that stayed there, and you were freaked out by it too. That's why I'm surprised you forgot. What's the address there?
We're no longer even over there.
I know, but what's that old address so I can give it to Skinner?
I actually do not know, honestly. Somebody asked me about the address the other day, and I didn't remember the address.
Well, what's the name of the apartment?
Carousel Court.
Carousel Court. Okay, but you don't know the address that you had for years?
I do not remember that address, ma'am. I have several residents and several addresses, and I don't remember that address. No, I don't.
Okay, well, you're not the only one that excluded me from an event. I'm still getting treated like that, so I'm still trying to get law enforcement. That I was the only one not at your event, and they do this at all locations. That's abusive to me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, thank you, Carousel Court. Let me tell them that. Okay, thank you. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the apartments were Carousel Court.
Carousel Court.
And the lady's name was Betty Wright, and my name shouldn't be attached to, you don't want me to know if someone's strangling me and cutting off my airway, if that would be a crime?
That's another channel. What's the address?
You don't want me to know if someone was cutting off my airway where I couldn't breathe, if that was a crime?
Kiana, I want you to know everything Skinner.
You said that Carousel Court in Dallas is not you? What police department covers that? Because they told me when I
say that, I mean there's different channels. We have 7 substations.
That's 3800 South Tyler Street?
Huh?
3800 South Tyler Street.
That's South Central. This is Southwest.
South Central told me to go to you guys.
No, that's not us. That's on the other side of 67. That's right, 67 over there, right by Pope.
Well, they lied and said it was you guys.
No.
So if you guys are hiding the report of something serious, like someone coming in off the street strangling me and I couldn't get the lock, this lady wouldn't lock the door, add a lock to the door, what am I supposed to do with that? When you think, if you were treated like that, when you think that would endanger your safety if it was you? Because I know you don't care because it's me.
We don't print out reports here. You go to open.
If you guys are covering for things that endanger my safety, what am I supposed to do with that? Just pretend it was you. And you were being denied law enforcement. I know you don't care about me, but what if it was you?
Who said I don't care about you?
What have you done?
I'm the only one that talks to you.
What have you done? If I wanted a psychiatrist and can't, that's what I would do. If I wanted a psychiatrist but can't get one, I would talk to a psychiatrist. I'm calling law enforcement.
I've told you how to go get the reports. Go to the open record.
I'm telling you over and over that they're racking up felonies and demanding that I get 3 reports not to stay out of freedom and won't give me the reports. You're making catch-22s and blaming me for taking bribes and deliberately making it impossible for me to get law enforcement. I'm just trying to show it to YouTube to see how many times you can do this without going to prison.
How you want me to get the reports?
I don't know. You're a sergeant. You have more access. They wouldn't threaten your arrest for trying to get the records. They did it to me. Just like the other women, they don't get bullied and mistreated for reporting crimes. That's how we were able to get law enforcement. If those women wouldn't have called and said, hey, some stranger's in the bed strangling this lady, then I would have been dead. Because you guys cover for me. I'm like, thank you for calling, because they cover for crimes when it's me. So you can go get the records. You don't get your arrest threatened for trying to get report crimes or getting records. They treat me that way, not Skinner.
Take your reports and bring them to you.
You don't know where I'm at. I told you I was at 1818 Corsicana.
That's what I'm saying. You just want me to go down there and get your reports and bring them to
You can email them to me or just verbally tell me since I'm denied law enforcement. Maybe since you're a sergeant or corporal hiding who you are, maybe you can get something done. I wasn't able to. I go to jail like you have evidence of that for the rest at Arlington CPS. So you know that it's not safe for me to report crimes or have locks.
Oh, Lord Jesus. I've been at work all day. I'm tired. Can I go home and we can discuss this tomorrow?
I don't have rights, sir. I don't want someone else to get in the bed with me and strangle me, and because I can't get law enforcement. There's no one here to call. I don't want my abuser to pay you guys to take my freedom again. There's no one to call to get law enforcement. It's just me. Everybody else in my environment is covering for crimes. I don't know how to find those women that call the police and save my life. Because if I would have called, I would have been hung up on and violated or bullied and mistreated for being abused.
You call 911, they gonna answer.
No, they've hung up in my face multiple different times when I was getting violated. They covered for assault with the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Someone throwing me down on the ground, putting a gun up to my head, pulling the trigger. They hung up in my face to cover for it. I had to get my device and start recording the calls for them to come out.
911 is not hanging up on you.
Well, I can't get the records for 911 calls. They repeatedly kept doing it.
You gotta go online and do your.
I think that I don't know why my abuser lets you guys waste my time. What this is about? Are you depriving me of law enforcement? Can you figure out what happened with this woman getting in the bed with me and why this location wanted me to have no locks? That wasn't safe for women to have to live like that because I live there.
Oh.
But armies full of people are punished when I show up.
Huh?
I said armies full of people are punished when I show up. They will violate everyone in order to violate me. I'm just trying to prove it. I don't know why she demanded that we not have a phone and that we can't call from 911 in emergencies. Countless locations have done it.
You can call 911.
That's not what she said. She said don't call when I'm being violated. It cost her. And then when I called, when the stepmom and Malice, when my daughter had a meltdown, said she was going to give my daughter away, and the stepmom, my daughter and I was freaking out. These people came out and panicked and said that I can't call the police. And I was wondering because I was outside talking to the police, who called them, who told them I called the police. And then the police, I realized that one police was going around shining his light and terrorizing the whole neighborhood because I had called the police. That may be why they were panicking. I have it recorded. You said it wasn't Southwest Patrol. Southwest Patrol told me, South Central Patrol told me it was your jurisdiction. You guys are lying. I don't know why you would pass the buck like that so much.
Yeah, I don't have no reason to lie to you. I know where it is.
I don't know. I'm telling you that South Central Patrol told me it was Southwest Patrol, and you're telling me it's South Central Patrol. What do I do with that you're passing the buck?
Mm-hmm.
Were you on?
Let me look on my phone just to make sure. You said 3800 South Tyler?
Yes.
Let me see.
They told me it was not their jurisdiction, it was yours. And then when I came there, they wouldn't take reports most of the time, and then blamed it on me. I have it recorded. The same thing I was arrested at CPS for, the same thing I was trying to report at CPS. They wouldn't take the report. I thought it was a crime not to take reports of child abuse. My daughter said she was hit with someone and I couldn't report it to nowhere and got arrested trying to report it and get an investigation.
It's south of 67. That's going to be on Channel 7.
Well, I don't know what to do because they're slandering you and saying that it's your jurisdiction, but I don't know what to do with when I came in and reported the child abuse to you guys wouldn't take the report, and you have evidence that I was arrested at CPS for reporting the same child abuse, that my daughter was hit. What do I do with that for going to jail for reporting child abuse? And then you being aware of it and covering for it. And then the same precinct or whoever it is hidden. I just tried to say that my daughter had psychological abuse in addition to being hit for being told that she'd be given away and put in the system because she had a meltdown because she missed me and it was time for me to leave. What they chose to do with my daughter, me and my daughter being really close, and I hadn't seen her in years, and she having a meltdown because the government's taking bribes to keep me away from her. What her stepmom chose to do was control her and threaten to give her away. That's psychologically abusive for both me and my child. But what you guys chose to do with that is cover for that and wouldn't take that report either, as well as someone actually hitting my child. That's not only physical abuse, but psychological abuse as well.
Kiana, can we? I'm back at work tomorrow. Can we finish this conversation tomorrow?
I can't get a hold of you. Can you? I've been trying to get a hold of you years. Can you just call me back when you have time to do law enforcement? Because you said it's been 2 or 3 years and I've been arrested for trying to report child abuse. I thought it was time sensitive, but every time I'm reporting it, people have to go, even though it's a crime. Even CPS, the CPS hotline does it. They have to go when I'm reporting it. That's criminal, and it's a threat to my child's safety and well-being that you guys refuse to take reports of child abuse.
I took your report before.
But they've not done anything about it to see who hit my child. And then the lady also threatened to put my child out for because she missed me, which is psychologically abusive. That's abuse. Because someone is crying because the government repeatedly keeps committing crimes to keep her away from a mom that she was close to. We went to SeaWorld, picked carved pumpkins. I baked for her.
Do what you were supposed to do so you can have supervised visits, and you didn't do it.
We're deflecting on the fact that she's in an environment that has child abuse. Are you trying to talk about supervised visits? I think that her safety and the fact that she's been hit in that environment, I think that we need to concentrate on why you guys are racking up felonies to cover for that for my daughter's safety being at risk. And there was a gun in the environment that was all posted online. I have information to where there was some kind of. I'm sorry?
What's your phone number?
This is the problem. You guys really haven't cared about my daughter's safety, and they're distracted and won't let me report the incident with the gun. The CPS child abuse hotline did the same thing. Okay, do you think that that's a safety risk that you have to go while I'm reporting child abuse? Do you think maybe somebody else has time while you have to go in the middle of my report? Because the hotline did this.
My phone is ringing now. They ready for me to.
But I'm reporting child abuse. I thought it was a crime that's serious for you to have to go in a child abuse report repeatedly over and over, as well as the child abuse hotline, as well as me being arrested at CPS for reporting the same child abuse. Isn't that criminal?
We don't do those kind of calls over the phone. You have to call 911 and let the police come.
We've already done that. It wasn't safe. You guys covered for it. It was impossible for me to report it as it is now. I thought by you being a sergeant, you can do something about someone covering for child abuse and putting child safety at risk. And then you know that I was arrested for reporting the same child abuse. That's serious. And for you not reporting that is serious too, and it's criminal.
Okay.
We'll see. Hopefully, I don't know why my children aren't safe. Because you guys don't care about me or my children for profit. I'm just trying to prove it. That's an incredible story that it repeatedly keeps happening.
I care about you.
Well, how many years ago was it that you still haven't done law enforcement and I still don't have access to my child? And I'm still being slandered?
It's been about 2 years. You found me. I'm back.
Right, but I'm still being slandered, and my daughter witnessed my foster arrest, screaming and terror at age 8. She's about to be 16. So your ifs, maybes, I'm trying is not really doing a lot. Because 16 and 8 years old is considerably different. These are countless years I can't get back, and her environment is psychologically and physically abusive. And you've done nothing to protect her or CPS or the courts, which is criminal. And then you blame me for some reports to you for 2-3 years ago. In addition to that, you know that I was arrested for reporting the same abuse, and I'm not going anywhere. And yet you guys still haven't went to prison. So I don't know what to do that you're enforcing child abuse. You just maybe, I don't know how many videos, 10,000, 20,000, 1 million. Will you ever get your charges is the question. Will it ever happen? I don't know if you will. I don't know if I'll get murdered, if you'll enlist one of these people, these gang stalking neighbors who just come in here. Here's my badge and gun. I want you to go kill her. I don't know. Because what haven't you done? But okay, you claim you'll call back tomorrow. We'll see how this goes, Skinner. But in the middle of a child abuse report that happened 3 years ago already, the con is everyone has to go when you try to report your child. That your child, a gun, and that's hit, I have to go. Well, at least you didn't do like the marshals did. I was arrested reporting it, and he laughed. And then they later arrested me at the convention center. They arrested me at South Central Patrol for reporting it too. Yeah, they did. I have it recorded. Well, they detained me and took me to Dallas Behavior where I was violated. He started an argument with me. I left because he was degrading me at a support group. It was weird. I didn't know what was happening. And then, so I left the room. 4 people came in there. 3 or 4 people slammed me down on the bed, pulled my panties down, gave me a shot. I woke up 2 days later. In addition to that, they demanded that I take medication from nowhere, medicine, high blood pressure, diabetes, all this medication, and I didn't even have high blood pressure. And he said, you will take it. I threw water on him because I said, you're trying to kill me. I'll be damned if I take it. He was trying to demand that I take medication that I shouldn't have been. And other parties said, I wouldn't take that either. Now they have me around con artist inmates that are threatening me and being weird, throwing water on me too. Because other people were appalled that patients, advocates, and people would demand that I take problematic medication that I didn't need. That put my safety at risk. Why would you demand that I take high blood pressure medicine and I don't have high blood pressure? So I felt that they were trying to kill me, and I told you what I did. But nonetheless, the whole bottom line is that's what they chose to do, because I was reporting the same abuse that I reported to you 3 years ago, then later was arrested for reporting the same abuse. I think the United States is saying that they're taking bribes, and that email stating that I'll never see my daughter again, maybe someone's paying you guys to do it and cover for my daughter's abuse just to violate me. I reported that in the YouTube comments years ago. I know they didn't believe me, that the government is enforcing child abuse. You'd have to prove something like that repeatedly keeps happening. Right, Skinner?
Correct.
Right. Hopefully I'm doing it by now. So reporting child abuse, you have to go, and you promise that you're not committing crimes. And I reported it 3 years ago, but you have to go in the middle of my child abuse report now. Okay, Skinner. My son's probably trying to start an argument. They do that for profit. I don't know what's happening. So they know that if they can't have another prank call, they'll have a family member call to interrupt crimes. And typically after I get off the call trying to rush and hurry up and get to my loved one, then they start an argument. It's the strangest thing, Skinner. I think it has something to do with my child getting hit with a car. You guys wouldn't investigate that either. You there, Skinner?
I'm here. I'm trying to go.
So are you going to make sure I get it that you guys repeatedly have to go? What time? I think child, if you're not taking it seriously, is criminal, Skinner. So when are you going to make it a priority? Because you haven't in years.
You're always a priority.
No, if my child's safety hasn't been a priority for years, then it's not a priority. You haven't called me back in years, and you're aware that they took my freedom for reporting the same thing as well as South Central Patrol. Then we're not a priority. You're not being honest.
I have your number.
Okay, well you have it. So when are you going to make my child's safety a priority? Because it hasn't been.
Who your kids with right now?
I would like to put the responsibility on you protecting children, your job task. When are you going to protect my child is the question. Because it's supposed to be a crime if you don't.
Do you want your phone free?
When are you going to call me back to protect my child?
Tomorrow.
Okay, is there a particular time on Sunday?
I get to work at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, anytime. Can you make sure that since it hasn't happened, and she witnessed my false arrest screaming and terror at age 8, she's about to be 16, and all these years it hasn't happened. So can you make this a priority tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'll see it when I believe it, though. I'll believe it when I see it, rather. Okay, thank you, Skinner. Let's see if my son's trying to start an argument.
I don't like arguing.
Me either. But people are paid to do it all the time. I can't stop it. That's why I'm trying to get law enforcement. Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.